So 9Z actually give themselves the advantage here, and that's quite important because getting that bomb down, that's going to mean a little bit of extra... Oh my god, what?
First, where's he being found there? Bomb's going to go down to the very least. That's exactly what they were looking for. The question is, can they find any more bomb plants? A post plant set up. Still a lot to do, and in they come flooding. Looking to find one more. Will they be able to find it? No, Rock's going to fall. Bolt's delivering. And now this becomes very dicey indeed.
I'm still laughing at Fur just like reversing into him and then turning around and going, oh, hey, what are you doing here? Oopsie, a little bit of a... Yeah, well, we get the tap on the bomb there to try and draw DGT out. It works. DGT goes down. Vinny cleans it up. But as we mentioned, super important for 9Z to be able to get the bomb down. We saw this yesterday. They weren't able to get bomb down. Wait.
No, he didn't get it. I mean...
Here now, 9Z still at a little bit of an advantage just in terms of what weaponry they have available, but they do need to play things a lot more carefully. Fur managed to pick up that Galil as well, so there's a lot more firepower there as they start to move their way back towards lobby.
And they can't fall, and a Bolt's one apiece as well. That's very important. Looking to try and find a little bit more. The question is, can they? Lucan turn around. They're not going to be able to now. Post spawn to be set up momentarily, and as we stand, I mean, it's quite an aggressive push for the T side. They're going hunting for bringing the numbers in their favor. Bolts open the door. It's an uncomfortable swing from him, both dealing damage both ways, but it's Bolts to come on top. Numbers go in favor of the CT side, and now this becomes very uncomfortable as Vinny's cutting off that rotation out towards ramp. All he has to do, hold and wait, smack to the one tap. Only a 1-for-1 trade though. Numbers still favor that of the CT side. It's all down to one man. Davin needs to have up huge. He finds the first. It's Vinny to spot things out, to deny a fourth going in their favor. Door closes his face, open right back up again, gonna tap the bomb. Off and he goes, and David reads it like a book.
It's pretty close then as well. It finished up on a 16-13 in favor of 9Z. So I think we can expect this to kind of somewhat go the distance as we see another full rush coming into lobby here. But again, the slight misplays, and that hands over the first kill to Imperial.
That's a very... Oh, I was gonna say a slight error. What a swing with the Mac 10 from Max, though, but he's only going to be good for one at range. Fur doubles down, bomb drop. Comes out, and FNX makes it one of his own. Trying to replicate as best he can, and, well, so far so good. But DGT doing exactly the same. He's going to be able to pick himself up a kill on towards that of Bolt. An important one of that. Walking straight towards Fallen. Seconds of asking. Only a tag. Lucan, forges they alive. But of course, he falls to, if I'm right, he's saying his own Molotov. He threw a Molotov towards heaven. It bounced back down in towards hell, and to hell is where he goes. One tap from Vinny, drops David. Looking to find one more, running out of ammo. DGT trades. It's a 1 versus 3, one of which he desperately needs to convert to find 5. That's easier than done. Bomb dropped. 11 points of HP and just under a minute left on the clock. And a P250 at range closes that one out.
Last time, well, yesterday, was an 8-7 half. Still in favor of Imperial, but it was only 8-7. 9Z managed to get quite a few more rounds than they have today, so definitely off to a bad start here, and it's going to take a lot to bring it back in their favor. Imperial, however, not looking to allow that.
Looking to try and close things down. Lucan and Max one apiece. 2 versus 1, but Fallen, somehow, the godfather of Brazilian CSGO, stepping up to, like, try and make it a 3K. The question is, can he? Tapping away DGT on towards Rafters. Gonna be able to close that one out. It was potentially...
Has to be clean.
It's a big rotation that came through, and of course, because of it, it's given them somewhat of a wealth of security over towards the initial points of A. You look towards your heaven, you look towards your main. Hence why FNX is holding. The question is hot. Will they expect that popcorn? Forward off shot from Lucan's brilliant. Gonna find one. Vinny has to have a huge, which he does so well. 2 kills.
Nice work on the death ball there to give themselves a little bit of an opening. Yes, there were a couple of lurks coming around the corner. But right now, 9Z still somewhat in control. Time ticking away here.
Oh no.
Oh, that's painful. But Imperial Sportsbet, the last 2 players are incredibly low. FNX and Bolts are going to be running straight into DGT. Oh, and that's bomb.
They walk straight into him. They expect him to be over towards A. They were wrong. Molotov might even potentially force Bolts over the edge. 4 points of HP. Trying to find the headshot. The question is, can he? Yes, he can. Bolts, why did I question him? Steps up brilliantly. And Imperial 16-6 on their opponent's map pick. A 10-round lead. They take down onto their own with a wealth of confidence in the belt. They're putting their way over towards that B site early in the charge. In a matter of seconds, that B site completely cleared. It's a 5-on-5 retake.
Bearing in mind, of course, This was the map yesterday that Imperial won, and quite handedly at that. It was a 16-9. The half went 8-7 in favor of Imperial, and okay, we're shaping up to have the exact same thing all over again, I guess.
Yeah, Fallen makes it a 3K, all down to 1. A DGT, nothing he can do from that. One smoke, which is now being used. Leaving them with no utility. The Eagles, one MP9 to try and deny, but an Eagle at range of Lucan will be good for the first. Fallen, gonna fall, and that's exactly the opener that the CT side needed.
What I find so funny is how somehow DGT, so DGT rotates back around to the B site, and it just, like, they keep him distracted for so ridiculously long, and then eventually the rotation comes through from Imperial to go and get the plant down. You're kind of expecting them to start to make a bit of a resurgence sometime soon if we're going to see that replicated, or if we're going to see, you know, a slightly more dominant display like what we had seen on Nuke. Now, of course, in this round, as we mentioned, they're on a bit of an eco. It's not ideal, but, you know, as they start to get a little bit more cash, they have lost a couple rounds in a row here, so they're going to have that little bit of extra in the tank into the next round, but it's still not going to be perfect.
Nah, David stepping up for a 3K as well. The pistols, we question whether they're a cause.
Need him. He's going to have a really short rotation. We actually see him heading back towards B because they've called it. They've called it. Imperial are most likely moving back over towards that B site. It's less unguarded this time around. And of course, Max is going to be there. The stalwart, along with DGT and Fallen. Oh,
unfortunate.
So much for that of an AWP. And we're seeing that strength here again.
Oh, it's a 1-for-1 though. David coming alive, staying alive as well in behind. DGT goes in for support, at least all down to 1. It's Bolts on Mac 10 against an AWP and an M4A when it's safe to fall away towards brackets. They could be tempted by a wrap back over towards the B side, but it'll be risky at that as Fallen finds one of his own. David gonna drop. Bolt adding to his tally as Lucan falls as well, but that's the bomb dropped on towards the side. DGT with FAMAS in hand. The question is, do they clear third? No, they don't. Good for the first. Will he expect the second? Well, now he spots him. Does not matter. Rux domes him with an Eagle in a matter of seconds. Now it's 2 versus 2. We were saying it was looking like Imperial could flip the way towards the site, but they made it tough for themselves. But it's an 8-7 half in favor of Imperial. Back on the way. Second half ready. 8-7 Imperial, a slight lead, a 1-round lead. Kind of making a flawless pistol round once again. Not a bad start. Bolt's good for the first. That's exactly what they were looking for. Makes it a second as well. With a 2-man advantage, may I say. They're already showing signs of what we saw in the first pistol round. They made it a 5-0 flawless one. The question is, can they do it on the CT side? Didn't come forward towards FNX, down towards Banana. But in a 2 versus 5 situation, I think 9Z's hopes are looking a little bit slim, and Luke can step up to the fray. Good for the first, but the bomb dropped in a less than opportune position. Oh, unfair.
Jeez. Couple of solid flashes coming down through Banana there. Very easy for Imperial players to capitalize on, get those first few kills. And you see the push coming through from the B or from the A side through mid as well. So they create this kind of pincer. And then you're just kind of holding really common angles and pre-firing away, checking to see if somebody's going to peek through there, and they just...
They're going to replace the position he was sitting in, but this could become problematic, especially with bolts falling. In comes the smokes as well. Molotov in towards front and side of sight. Just wants to deny that space. Good swing with the flash though. Good for 1. Make that a second. Bomb dropped. Flash will catch him off guard, but he's done his job. FNX finding one of his own, and this now leaves it all down to 2. Make that 1 as Fallen's orb comes alive, and he doubles it down to clean up the right. This time, they can't even get to the third map, it's looking like, unless they go on the resurgence of the century. We'll have to wait and see. Holding close to personal. Fallen shots from him. David or Fallen. What a lightning fast reaction. Can he find 2? Not going to be the case when FNX him for the trade. Good enough for him to find one more. Vinny drops DGT, and it's all down to 1 man. One of which they aren't able to convert. Ladies and gentlemen, 16